Police car light Texas Soundcheck D2 chaos. Jungkook rushed to Jimin after he got hurt. Welcome back to Jimin Verse. If your heart is currently racing, if your hands are literally shaking while you hold your phone, and if you have been glued to your timeline for the last 3 hours trying to piece together what on earth just went down at Soundcheck Day 2 in Texas, you are in the right place. Take a deep breath, grab your water, sit down, and let's talk about it. Because Texas Day 2 just gave us enough emotional turmoil, heart-stopping panic, and unbelievable, undeniable JiKook devotion to last us an entire lifetime. Now, before we jump into every single detail, if you are new here to Jimin Verse, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our incredible family because we cover everything Jimin, everything JiKook, and everything BTS with the love, detail, and dedication this fandom deserves. But seriously, guys, today was not a drill. Today was pure, unfiltered, chaotic reality. We have all seen soundcheck moments before. We have seen them laughing, we have seen them teasing each other, we have seen them stealing each other's hats, throwing water, and acting like absolute chaos monsters on stage. But today was different. Today, the entire mood in that stadium shifted in a fraction of a second. And the way Jungkook reacted the moment he realized Jimin was in actual pain is something that is going to be written in the ARMY history books forever. Let's set the scene properly because context is everything. It's Day 2 in Texas. The energy in the stadium during soundcheck was already electric. Thousands of fans were standing right by the barricades, screaming, holding up their banners, wearing their custom JiKook shirts, and just soaking in every single second of being in the same room as the guys. Jimin came out looking absolutely ethereal, wearing that oversized casual vibe we all love, smiling, waving to the crowd, doing his signature little bounces, and looking so happy to be there. Jungkook was right alongside him, full of energy, hyping up the crowd, bouncing around the stage, doing his usual adorable antics. Everything was going smoothly. They were running through the tracks, interacting with the front rows, joking around, and the vibe was 100% joy. And then, out of nowhere, the mood completely shattered. It happened near the thrust of the stage, right by the side ramp. Jimin was stepping back while interacting with a fan in the front row, holding his mic up, giving that iconic angel smile. But as he turned to move toward the center stage, his foot caught on one of the heavy cable wraps or an uneven section of the stage edge. It wasn't just a minor slip where you catch yourself and laugh it off. It was a genuine, awkward, painful-looking stumble where he twisted his ankle badly and fell sideways, hitting his knee right against the edge of the stage hardware. You could literally hear a collective gasp rip through the entire section of the stadium. The whole crowd froze. Jimin immediately dropped his mic, and you guys know Jimin, he is a total professional. He never drops his mic unless something is genuinely wrong. He instantly doubled over, clutching his ankle and his knee, his head down, completely still on the stage floor. For about 3 seconds, the entire stadium went dead silent. You could feel the air get sucked out of the room. Now, listen to me very carefully, because what happened next is the exact reason why this video exists and why JiKook timelines are absolutely blowing up right now. Jungkook was not even near Jimin when this happened. He was on the complete opposite side of the stage, talking to the sound technicians and holding his own mic. He wasn't even facing Jimin directly when the fall happened. But the sound of that mic dropping, or maybe just that instant instinct he has always had when it comes to Jimin, made him turn around instantly. The second Jungkook's eyes registered that Jimin was on the ground holding his leg, he didn't even pause. He didn't look at the staff. He didn't wait for security. He literally sprinted across the entire length of the stage like his life depended on it. I am not exaggerating when I tell you he cleared that stage in seconds flat. Fans who were filming at that exact moment captured Jungkook just full-on sprinting, dropping his own mic onto a side monitor without even caring where it landed, and sliding down on his knees right beside Jimin. The speed, the urgency, the utter lack of hesitation in Jungkook's body language was absolutely overwhelming. He didn't care about the cameras, he didn't care about the soundcheck schedule, he didn't care about the thousands of people watching. His entire universe narrowed down to one single person on that floor, and that person was Park Jimin. When Jungkook reached him, the look on his face was pure, unfiltered panic mixed with intense concern. He immediately put both hands on Jimin, one hand on his back supporting him, and the other gently hovering right over Jimin's ankle, trying to assess where the pain was coming from. You could see Jungkook crouching down so low that his face was inches from Jimin's, asking him questions super fast, trying to look into Jimin's face to see how bad it was. Jimin was holding his ankle tight, eyes closed, biting his lip, clearly in real discomfort. What broke everyone's heart was seeing how Jungkook wouldn't leave his side for even a microsecond. The security guards and the medical staff immediately tried to rush onto the stage to check on Jimin, which is their job, of course. But when the first staff member approached, Jungkook literally gestured with his arm, keeping a protective space around Jimin, making sure nobody overwhelmed him while Jimin was taking deep breaths to handle the pain. Jungkook kept his hand firmly planted on Jimin's back, rubbing steady circles, whispering to him, completely blocking the front view so Jimin could have a moment to gather himself without thousands of cameras staring directly into his face during a vulnerable moment. That protective instinct right there. That is not something you can fake. That is not something scripted for a concert. That is years and years of pure, deep, genuine love and devotion showing up in a split second of crisis. After a couple of minutes of intense stress on stage, Jimin, being the absolute warrior that he is, tried to sit up. You could see him reassuring Jungkook, placing his hand over Jungkook's hand on his knee, giving him a small, reassuring pat as if to say, "I'm okay, don't worry." But Jungkook still looked incredibly stressed. He helped lift Jimin up, basically taking almost all of Jimin's body weight onto his own shoulders, so Jimin didn't have to put full pressure on that injured foot. Jungkook kept his arm tightly locked around Jimin's waist the entire time as the medical staff came over with water and checked his foot right there on the side of the stage. The crowd went wild cheering for Jimin, shouting, "We love you, Jimin," and "Take your time," trying to give them both supportive energy. Jimin, true to his sweet heart, raised his hand and gave a little wave to the crowd, smiling through the pain, trying to make sure the fans didn't panic. But if you looked at Jungkook's eyes, he was not smiling. He didn't care about making the crowd feel better in that moment. His eyes were glued to Jimin's foot, watching every move the medic made, his jaw tight, his expression dead serious. Eventually, the staff suggested that Jimin step off stage for a few minutes to get his ankle properly taped and iced before continuing. As they guided him toward the backstage stairs, Jungkook didn't just stay on stage to entertain the crowd by himself. No, he walked him all the way to the edge, holding him securely, helping him down each step with extreme care, making sure Jimin didn't lose his balance for even a second. Once Jimin was safely backstage with the medical team, Jungkook turned back to the crowd. You could see him take a huge breath, trying to collect his composure, wiping sweat off his forehead, looking visibly shaken by what just happened. He picked up his mic off the stage floor, walked to the center, and spoke directly to the audience. He told everyone in English, "Jimin SSI is okay, don't worry. He is very strong, but please give him a moment." The tone in his voice was so soft, so protective, but you could hear the lingering tension in his chest. For the next 10 minutes, while Jimin was getting checked out, Jungkook kept pacing near the backstage entrance, constantly glancing back behind the curtain to check for updates. He tried to keep the fans engaged, singing little bits a cappella and talking to the front row, but his eyes kept darting back to the wing of the stage. He was physically on stage, but his heart and his mind were completely backstage with Jimin. And then came the moment that made the entire stadium scream until their throats were sore. The stage curtain lifted slightly, and Jimin walked back out. He was walking with a slight limp, his ankle neatly wrapped in supportive bandage tape, but he was walking under his own power, smiling bright, determined to finish soundcheck for the fans who had waited all day to see them. The second Jungkook saw Jimin step back onto the stage, the transformation in Jungkook's entire aura was instant. The heavy, worried look melted away, replaced by an expression of pure relief and tenderness. Jungkook walked over to him immediately, met him halfway across the stage, and without saying a single word, pulled Jimin into the tightest, most gentle embrace. He didn't care that soundcheck was almost over. He wrapped both arms around Jimin, holding him close, making sure he was stable. Jimin laughed, burying his face into Jungkook's shoulder, holding onto Jungkook's waist, clearly feeling so comforted and safe in that hold. They stayed like that for several seconds while the entire stadium erupted in absolute cheers and tears. For the rest of the soundcheck, Jungkook did not leave Jimin's side by more than 2 feet. Literally. Wherever Jimin walked, Jungkook was right there, acting like his personal bodyguard, pacing his steps to match Jimin's slower speed, holding out a hand whenever Jimin had to step over stage monitors or cables, and constantly checking in on him between lines. When they sang their final song of the soundcheck, Jungkook stood right next to Jimin, putting his arm around Jimin's shoulders, singing directly to him, making Jimin giggle and forget all about the pain in his ankle. This whole situation in Texas today was scary for a moment, absolutely. Seeing Jimin hurt is something no ARMY ever wants to witness. But seeing the raw, instinctual, protective love that Jungkook showed today proved once again why the bond between these two is so unique, so powerful, and completely unbreakable. It wasn't about performance or showmanship. It was about human connection, real care, and a deep-seated need to protect each other no matter what. Reports from fans who stayed near the venue after soundcheck ended say that Jimin was seen walking backstage with minimal limping, surrounded by staff and with Jungkook right beside him, holding his bag and making sure he got to the rest area comfortably before the main show tonight. So thankfully, it seems like Jimin's ankle twist was caught early, treated fast, and he is going to be okay for the main concert, even if he has to take it a little easier on the heavy choreography. We want to send all our love, healing energy, and massive support to Jimin right now. He is such a hard worker, such a perfectionist, and we know he always pushes himself to give 100% for ARMY, even when he's dealing with physical pain. And to Jungkook, thank you for being the absolute rock, the protector, and the ultimate comforting presence that Jimin always needs in moments like this. What did you guys think when you saw the live updates from Texas Soundcheck Day 2? Did your heart completely drop like mine did when Jimin fell? How insane was Jungkook's reaction? Drop all your thoughts, your prayers for Jimin's quick recovery, and your favorite JiKook moments from today down in the comments below. Let's flood the comment section with purple hearts and love for our boys. Thank you so much for tuning in to Jimin Verse. Don't forget to like this video. Share it with your fellow JiKook besties who need to know what happened today. And stay tuned, because as soon as the main concert starts tonight, I will keep you updated on everything happening in Texas. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, send all your love to Jimin and Jungkook, and I will see you in the very next video. Bye, guys.